to IPEC classes. Today we discuss, that is part 4. In part 3 already discussed, that is equivalent circuit diagram of transformer and efficiency of transformer. Okay. In part 4, that is very important, part 4, that is phasor diagram of transformer. Phasor diagram of transformer. That means what are the parameter for in transformer, that is at no load and on load. That means when the in secondary side load are connected or load are not connected. There are two types of case in diagram. Draw the phasor diagram of transformer. Case first at no load, and case second, that is transformer on load. Okay. Before drawing the phasor diagram, first we understand which parameter changes. Okay. The first we draw the approximate circuit diagram of transformer. This is your approximate circuit diagram. This is R1, primary resistance. This is X1. Here R0 and X0. This is primary winding, and this is your secondary winding. This is secondary resistance R2, and this is your secondary reactance X2. Here load are connected. Here EMF E2, here voltage V2, EMF E1, here supply voltage V1, primary current I1, here is the I0, that means this is no load current. Okay. And no load current divided in two parts. One is working component, one is magnetizing, that is I phi, Im, I or I mu. We can any names, that is Im or I mu or I phi. Here is the I2 dash. So this is your circuit diagram, that is approximate circuit diagram of transformer. From this diagram, what is the value of I1? I1 equal to I0 plus I2 dash. Here, I1 equal to I0 plus I2 dash. What is the I2 dash? That means I2 dash transfer to primary side. So name is dash. Okay. Here case first, if here I2 equal to 0, that means no load, that means load are not connected. First case, if load are not connected, that means I2 equal to 0, because this is your open circuit. This is open circuit. So I2 equal to 0, that means I2 dash equal to also 0. So from this equation, I1 equal to I0, and where I0 equal to working component IW plus I phi. This is working component due to the electric field effect, that means same phase voltage, same phase with the this voltage, because in resistive, here you see this one, this is resistive. In case of resistive, this voltage and current are in same phase. Okay, and in case of magnetic circuit, that means phi, here x no, that means in case of this is 90 degree between IW and I phi. Okay, because this voltage V1 and IW are in same phase, and phi is the magnetizing effect, that means X. In case of reactance, current is lag or lead. Suppose we consider the inductance, that is leakage reactance. Okay, in case of this one, okay, the current is, okay, lagging from the voltage by 90 degree, because this is pure. Okay, similarly in case of resistive, voltage current are in same phase. Also we know that what is the phi? Phi equal to phi m sin omega t. Already derived the EMF equation. Here we write the phi equal to phi m sin omega t. Similarly, EMF equal to E max sin omega t minus phi, that is pi by 2. That is pi by 2. That means phi is lagging by pi by 2 from flux. Okay, in transformer mainly one flux is working, that is main flux, that is mutual induction based on the this one, that means only one flux. The first we understand why one flux is, that is working main flux. The first understand, is it okay? Next, why flux is same but here the primary and secondary. First we understand the why the transformer working on main flux, that is phi, only one flux. Okay, suppose this is your symbol of transformer. This is your supply voltage V1, and this is your first case when load are not connected. That means this is your open. Okay, so this is EMF E1, this is EMF E2. As soon as primary is connected to the supply voltage V1, current start flowing through the primary coil. This current produces a flux phi in the core, this core. And this flux is also linked with this one. The name given as phi phi no. Because at no load, that means load are connected, to only one flux. And EMF induced due to secondary side. But this is open, so I2 equal to 0. I2 equal to 0. Second case, when load are connected, here load are connected, that means I2 flowing through this coil, through the load. This current, when this current enter in the secondary coil, this current produces a flux phi 2. Okay, this current produces, I2 produces a phi 2. This phi 2 is also linked with the primary. Okay, due to the constant of supply voltage, here voltage is constant, so very small current flowing through the primary side. This due to the phi 2 EMF induced, but this is constant, so constant of this voltage V1, this very small current flowing through the primary side, name given as I2 dash, and this I2 dash gives the phi 2 dash. Phi 2 dash, this is phi 2 dash. Phi 2 dash, phi 2, same magnitude but opposite direction. So total flux phi equal to, here is a phi naught minus phi 2 and plus phi 2 dash. Phi 2 and phi 2 dash same magnitude, so cancel to each other. So flux phi equal to only phi naught. So transformer is also working at the same flux. That is main flux, that is only one flux. Okay, phi equal to phi naught. So this is your basic concept of transformer when the flux is same. Okay. Next, from the approximate diagram, which equation are used for draw the phasor diagram? First part, that is phasor diagram of transformer on no load. That means I2 equal to 0. I2 equal to 0 and therefore I2 dash equal to 0. Then I not equal to only, that is working component plus I phi, that is magnetizing component. And from the approximate circuit diagram, E1 equal to, okay, E1 equal to, that means E1 equal to E2, and that is same approximate equal to V2. Okay, and we know that this equation E equal to Em sin omega t minus pi by 2, and this is your flux. So for the same flux, so phi taken as a reference for primary and secondary. Okay, the first draw the circuit phasor diagram. The phi taken as reference. This is your reference. Step first, phi taken as reference. We know that where I phi same phase with the phi, because due to magnetizing effect there are two effects at the no load condition. One is working, that means supply voltage is given. Other is magnetizing effect, because magnetic field is there. So I phi same is the phi. Second step, phi taken as first step. Second, I phi is the same phase with the phi. This is your flux. This is your flux. The same phase with the I phi, because magnetic effect. And 90 degree of this is I W, because this is magnetic, this is electric. Okay, that is this between the electric and magnetic, that is 90 degree. Okay, so resultant of this is your I naught. Resultant of I phi and I W, and this is your phi naught. Okay, from this diagram, what is the value of IW? IW equal to the right angle, that is cos, and this one, that is sine. The IW equal to I naught cos phi naught. Similarly, what is the value of I phi? That means this part, that is left angle, that is I phi equal to I naught sin phi. Okay, the first step, phi taken as reference. Second, I phi is the same phase with due to magnetizing effect, and 90 degree of this, that is working component. Okay. Third step, resultant of I phi and IW is the I naught. Here we I naught equal to IW plus I phi. And fourth step, supply voltage V1 is the same phase with the working component. Already told you R naught, that is same phase with the R naught means resistance. In case of resistance, voltage current are in same phase. That means V1 is the same phase with the That means IW, angle between IW and V1 is 0. Same phase means same line. Okay. Fifth step. Sixth step, we know that phi equal to phi m sin omega t. The E equal to Em sin omega t minus pi by 2. That means phi here that is lagging by pi by 2. This is pi by 2. So this is your EMF E1, that is approximate equal to E2. Okay. So this is your, and that is no load, I2 equal to 0, that means E2 equal to V2, because load are not connected. In phasor diagram, all the parameters, that means EMF, voltage and current shown in this diagram. Okay. So this is your, here I1 equal to I naught plus I2 dash. Here primary side, that is I1 equal to I naught, because I2 dash equal to 0, because node are not connected. Again repeat the steps for draw the phasor diagram on no load. First, phi taken as reference. Second, I phi is the same phase with the flux phi, because due to magnetic effect. And 90 degree of the I phi is the IW, that is working component. Okay. And resultant of the I phi and IW is the I naught. Okay. And fifth step, when applied voltage V1 is same phase with the working component current IW, because this IW flow in the R naught. And sixth step, we know that phi equal to phi m sin omega t. So therefore EMF is lagging by pi by 2. So EMF is lagging by, this means lagging by pi by 2. That is E1, that is approximate equal to E2, that is equal to V2. Okay. So this is the phasor diagram of transformer on, that is no load. Similarly, in case of load, when load are connected. Okay, is it clear? Phasor diagram, second one. Phasor diagram of transformer. Second, that is very important. Phasor diagram of transformer on load. Okay. We have three loads generally. One is resistive, one is inductive, other is capacitive. Resistive means voltage V2. Where is load connected? That is secondary side. The voltage V2 and I2 are in same phase. Only secondary side will change. That is V2, I2 are in same phase. But in case of inductive, not pure inductive. Inductive means lagging. Current is lagging by angle phi 2. In case of capacitive, that is leading by angle, current leading by angle phi 2. So not pure. So there are three load. First A part, resistive load. One by one, resistive load. That means V2 and I2 are in same phase, because load are connected in secondary side. So phi 2 equal to 0. Okay. And what is the equation we determine in phasor from the approximate circuit diagram? V1 equal to, first equation, V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. Similarly, secondary side, that is E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2, V2 plus I2 R2 plus J I2 X2. E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2 plus J I2 X2. This equation coming from the approximate circuit diagram. Simply apply the KVL, that is V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. Similarly, E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2 plus J I2 X2. So this equation determined by the phasor. Okay, here V2 and I2 are in same, that is phi 2 value 0. Okay. In the previous phasor, we have seen maximum parameter of primary above the reference line and maximum parameter of secondary below the reference line, that means below the phi. Only E1 is below, so E1 can transfer on above the reference line. So for understanding purpose, it is clear. Above the reference line, I'll draw the equation, that is primary, and below the reference line, that is secondary. Okay? Understand? The next, drawing the phasor, first case, that is A part, resistive load. Okay? So this equation, remember that? This equation used in, that is inductive and capacitive also. Okay? The step first, phi taken as reference. Okay, step first, phi taken as reference. And I phi, that is magnetic effect, same phase with the flux phi. And 90 degree of I phi is the IW, that is working component. And resultant of this, resultant of IW and I phi is the I naught. First step phi, second I phi, third 90 degree IW. Okay. We know that where is the V2? That means below this line. Okay. The first, because in case of load are connected, that means we draw the V2 and I2. Okay, because I1 equal to I naught plus I2 dash. I2 dash, I2, same magnitude but opposite direction. So first we draw the V2. So you can take anywhere V2. Suppose we have taken V2 here. This is your V2. Okay, V2 and I2 are in same phase. First phi, I phi, then IW, then I naught, and third, that is fourth, that is V2, same phase with the I2 because are in same phase. For resistive load, I2 and I2 dash, same magnitude but opposite direction. So opposite of this, same line, the same magnitude, I2, and this is your I2 dash. And resultant of I2 dash and I naught is the resultant of I2 dash and I naught is the, this is I1. First we get the I1, that is primary current. Okay. We know that where is the E1? Below the reference line. So even magnitude can be transferred to above the reference line. The E1 taken as here is disturbing this one. The E1 opposite of this, that is minus of E1. Because below the reference can transfer, that is minus, then magnitude only line. So we know that in primary side V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. This is primary side. We got the E1. Second, what is the I1 R1? I1 R1 second, that is voltage across resistance. And current I1 are in same phase. This is your voltage drop across resistance. In case of resistance, voltage current are in same phase. So we know that the current line. You know the current line. So same phase means same parallel of this I1. Parallel of this I1, that means same phase. So this is your I1 R1. Next, J I1 X1. That means in case of reactance, 90 degree for the current. For this line, the 90 degree of this, that is J I1 X1. Okay, so this is your resultant. This is your resultant of, this is your V1. The V1 equal to, this line equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus J I1 X1. Next, in secondary side, what is the value of E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2 plus J I2 X2. We have got the V2. Next, I2 R2. What is I2 R2? I2 R2 is voltage drop across resistance, and I2 are in same phase. Because this is your voltage drop across resistance and I2 are in same phase. The same line, that means same. This is your I2 R2. This is your I2 R2. The same phase. That means I2 R2 and I2 के बीच में एंगल कितना होगा? 0. Okay, that means same phase. Similarly, I2 X2, that means 90 degree of this line. Then this is your I2 X2, means J I2 X2. This is 90 degree. Then this is your EMF E2. And angle between E2 and I2, that is phi 2, that is V2, that is angle between V2 and I2 is the 0. Only of this. When in case of inductance, I2 is lagging. That means V2 is taken this way, I2 is lagging by angle phi 2. Again repeat the step, please understand clearly. First step, phi taken as reference. Second, I phi, that is same phase with the flux phi due to magnetic effect. And 90 degree of I phi is the IW. And resultant of I phi and IW is the I naught. You know that here is the V2, that is below the reference line. Can take anywhere V2 because load are not connected. Okay. Here is the V2. V2 in same phase with the I2. I2 is same phase with the V2 because angle between V2 and phi 2 I2 is 0 because resistive load. So therefore V2 taken. In I2 dash opposite with this I2. So I2 taken here. And I2 and I naught, that is resultant of I1. E1 is below the reference line. We can take above because this is magnitude transferred to above the line. And we got the E1. In primary side, V1 equal to E1, that is I1 R1. The I1 R1 is the voltage drop across resistance. Can take here. Because same phase, that means I1 and I1 R1 in same phase. Because this is your voltage drop across resistance and current are in same phase. And 90 degree of this line, that is J1 X1. This is 90 degree, pi by 2. And this is your resultant voltage V2. Similarly, secondary side, E2 equal to V2. We got the V2 already. Plus I2R2. I2R2 is the voltage drop across resistance. So I2R2 same phase with the I2. And this is 90 degree, that is JI2X2. So this is your resultant E2. When you understand this one, we can easily draw the, in case of inductive load, consider the leakage reactance. Okay. Second part. For inductive load. Inductive load. Not pure inductive, because in pure inductance I2 is lagging by pi by 2. But here write not pure inductance. So V2 I2 is lagging by angle phi 2 from V2. That means angle between V2 and I2 is phi 2, but lagging. In case of capacitive, leading. The first step, similarly, phi taken as reference. In phi, same phase with, that is I phi. Third, IW, that is working component. A resultant of IW and I phi is the, that is I naught. You know that V2 is the here below the reference line, that is V2, and I2 is lagging, that means this way. The I2 taken as here. Here is the I2. That means angle I2. Here I2 dash opposite, same magnitude but opposite direction. Same magnitude but opposite direction. This is I2 dash. I2 dash and I naught, that is I1. Resultant of I2 dash and I naught, that is I1. Resultant of I naught and I2 dash, that is primary current I1. You know that E1 is below the reference line, you can take above the reference line. So E1, magnitude of E1 above the reference line. In primary side, what is the equation of E1? E1 we have got plus I1 R1. The same, that is I1 R1 is the voltage drop across resistance and current are in same phase. That means this and this line are in same. That means this and this angle between this line are 0. So this is your I1 R1. And 90 degree of this, that is J I1 X1. That this is your V1. This is your V1. This is your V1. The V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus J1 X1. This is your V1. Similarly, E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2. So what is I2 R2? Voltage drop across resistance and I2 are in same phase. That means here. Same phase. So this is your I2 R2. And 90 degree of this, that is J, the 90 degree, I2 X2. So this is got the E2. It is very easy. When first step, phi taken as reference. Phi, same phase with the I phi. I phi is the same phase with the phi. And 90 degree of I phi is the working component, IW. and resultant of I phi and IW is I naught. Okay. In primary side, that is I1 equal to I naught plus I2 dash. The first we draw the V2. Okay, because second load are connected in secondary side. From V2 we can determine the I2, that is lagging by angle phi 2. In I2 dash is opposite of I2. So this same line, draw this one, we get the I2 dash. And I2 dash and I naught, that is resultant I1. The primary side you have got the I1. And E1 below the reference line, we can take above the reference line. And this E1 got. After that, what is that? I1 R1. I1 R1 is the voltage drop across resistance and current are in same phase. And 90 degree of this, that is GI1 X1. So you got the V1. The V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus GIX1. Similarly, secondary side we got the already V2 plus I2 R2 plus GI2 X2. This is for in case of inductive. Next, capacitive load. Third, capacitive load. Third, for capacitive load. Capacitive load. Not pure capacitance, that means I2 leads V2, leading by V2 by angle phi 2. Okay, the same way, phi taken as a reference, that means I phi, that is same phase, 90 degree of I phi, that is IW, and resultant of this, that is I naught. Okay, and this is your I naught. We know that you can take V2 below the reference line, V2. Leading means this way, I2 taken here. This is your I2. I2 opposite of same magnitude but opposite direction, that is I2 dash. I2 dash. Here same magnitude, this is your I2 dash. I2 dash and I naught. Resultant of both these are I1. So resultant of this, this is your I1. Here is E1 below the reference, you can take above the reference line. And next, what is the I1 R1? That is voltage drop across resistance. That means same line, straight line. That means same line. Same line with the same phase with the I1. And this is 90 degree of this. This is 90 degree. That is J I2 X2. So this is your V1. This is your V1. The V1 equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus GI1 X1. GI1 or X1. Similarly, in secondary side, E2 equal to V2 plus I2 R2. Same phase. I2 R2 is the voltage drop across resistance. Same phase. The same line. That is I2 R2. And 90 degree of this, that is J I2 X2. This is 90 degree. Right. So this is your E2. Okay. in case of capacitive load, current is leading by angle phi. Current lead by angle phi. In case of inductance, I2 is lagging. In case of resistance, same phase. So only this will change for the load condition, and this one is the same. Okay, depends upon the I2. Where is the I2? Here, yeah, here. Okay, so this is your phasor diagram. Okay, so this is very for understanding. Please understand properly and give the feedback also, and any problem. Okay, and next part 5th, that is discuss some example based on efficiency, equivalent circuit diagram, and voltage regulation. Okay, thank you very much.